Shalom, Laha Alahayim, peace to the gods, Nawathan, Kal, Halalim Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Hakwatash, giving all praises to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do well. Salutations, peace, and blessings be unto the house of David, the predestined spirits of salvation, the elect of Israel, starting with the 144,000 and the remaining 1/3. It's your brother Tazapanya Banyamyan, with a spiritual commentary through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Lord willing, you are edified. Arranged marriages is going to make a major comeback. Okay? That concept and custom of the descendants of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is biblical. All right? And is going to make a major comeback in the kingdom of heaven. That it is what is going to be established. Okay? And I was watching this Fresh and Fit clip, and it's just so funny because they are wondering how to solve the modern woman dilemma. And jokingly, they are saying, damn, we might need to bring this back, arranged marriages. And little do they know that's exactly what's coming back. Through the Israelites, the law is going to be manifested throughout the earth as a rod of iron, man. Okay? Let's go to the book of Job. This is the book of Job, chapter 39 and 17. It says, because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. Okay? Now, this is talking about an ostrich or a female ostrich or an animal. Okay? But we are, well, you got to go in Ecclesiastes. It says those that basically, roughly paraphrasing here, all right, don't have the knowledge or but nothing but beast upon the field. Okay, so we can use this for the woman, the modern day woman, and specifically you Israelite woman, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American woman, and then even higher than that, Keisha, the Eve, the so-called black woman, the Southern Kingdom woman. All right, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then even higher than that, Judah. All right, the black American woman, man. All right. And we say this to say, because the Most High has literally taken from all women wisdom and understanding. Why did I bring this out? Because these women don't have the wisdom nor the understanding to pick a suitable mate and partner, all right, for themselves. Okay? They don't. And this is why arranged marriage, first of all, women are possessions. Okay? Period. You know that as a child, knowing you have your father's last name, and then when you get married, you take on another man's last name. That has been into play, okay, for as long as we know in ancient history. Okay? So there's a whole ritualistic process of you walking down the aisle and your father walking you down the aisle to pass you over ownership from the father unto your husband, man. You see, you bring this up and they'll take it lightly. You feel me? And not have no understanding of why these things go on. So I'm gonna let this play and I'm gonna get some more precepts. But see, the law is perfect. And when the law, there's slackness of the law, you know. Matter of fact, let me get that and then I'll let it play. Slack law. Or is it slackness? Slackness. Okay. No, not slack. Because the law executed. Is it that one? I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna look for it, Salakia, and Lord willing, I can get it.
Have become a certain way, but we haven't talked so much about like the women that are raised to be the way that men want them, those women are always the most abused. Those are like,
Not necessarily, but what do you mean
Are
by
you
that?
saying women raised to be like the traditional wife or taken
Yeah.
advantage of? Is
so
that what you're saying?
I'm
Or they're
Hispanic. I
more
grew up in, like,
vulnerable to
Hispanic
domestic violence and that type of thing?
Yes. I grew up in a Hispanic household
Mhm.
where you're
That's an interesting
raised
point.
to serve a man,
Mhm.
and you're always taught to do everything for these men.
Mhm.
Now, notice she says she's Hispanic, so she's of the Northern Kingdom, whatever tribe it may be, do not know. But there's a scripture talking about if the Gentiles, talking about the Israelite foreigners, do the law that wasn't given unto them, meaning they wasn't raised up of knowing that they're Israelites, but the law is naturally in them. You see, why else would the Hispanic family household of the Northern Kingdom teach their daughters that your life is supposed to be man-centered? You are a woman. You're supposed to be a helpmate unto the man, so on and so forth. All right, because they're Israelites. All right, you got a lot of Jake out here that don't want to accept that the so-called Latinos or Native Americans are Israelites. But either way, all right, it is a fact through the Spirit.
Grow up, you do that, and you realize
That they
a
shit
lot
on
of these
you.
men, don't care about you.
So I got the precept I was looking for. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work, all right, is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evils. You see? So because this law is not pushed forth, you feel me? Because people are doing wickedness, sin, transgression of the law, all right, iniquity, and not getting executed for it as spoken of in the law, all right, they think that they good money. Oh, I'm good money. I'm gonna just do whatever I want. It don't work like that. You see? And that's why things is going to turn right side up. All right.
So
Well,
why?
To be fair, if you're choosing to serve the wrong man, whose fault is that?
But what if you don't know any?
You see what I'm saying? Notice how the Israelite man, Fresh, brings that up. Why? Because he can't choose the right man. Okay? You think they would have been chose the right man with all the liberty and freedom that they got through feminism, all right? But they can't. Why? Because the Most High have deprived them from wisdom and from understanding.
Better because that's how you're kind of raised.
You're raised to be good to someone,
no matter what.
Yeah, why would you
Yeah.
serve a bad person?
Well, because I grew up in a situation where the women were like property. They didn't have a choice.
I got
in their life.
just a quick question.
'Cause
And see, I grew up with women on property and they don't have a choice. As if men have a choice if they're Israelite to serve the Most High or not. We don't. Nobody has choices anyway. It's the illusion of choice. There is no free will. All right. But let's get the scripture since she want to bring that out. All right. He that getteth a wife. This is Ecclesiasticus 36 and 25. All right. Matter of fact, 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. You see? So she talking all that, women are property. Yeah, that's how it is. And men are property of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're gonna be a slave no matter what. Either going to be a servant, a slave to Yahweh Shai or into Diablos, Shaitan. You can't serve two masters. Notice it said master. In slavery, they would say master, right? You can't serve two masters. Either you're going to love the one and hate the other, God or Mammon. And Mammon is just anything else other than fucking, than who we supposed to be worshiping, Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah.
No, they didn't have a
So
like in anything.
let's just say for sake of argument that that's correct. Do you think that it's the submissiveness that attracts the abusive guy in the first place, or is it just, or do you meet a great guy and because of that submissive nature, that guy then turns into this raging tyrannical asshole?
I feel like it was the second one. Because they feel like they can do anything
I
to
don't think
you.
I don't think submissive women turn you into a woman
No,
beater.
no.
I don't think that makes sense. What I think might make a little bit more sense is that your radar for a good man may have never
You're a
been
target
tuned.
for someone who
May
thinks
never
you'll be
been.
an easy prey.
I just know too many women are like, I dated a narcissist and I asked them about their previous 3 boyfriends and they
Yeah.
all turned out to be narcissists. And like at some point, we're starting to figure out, no, you're attracted to a certain type and then you're blaming the other person. Now, I'm not saying that's the case in your situation. Sometimes you're young and you just don't know better, but it's like, I just found in several cases, maybe she found a guy who was a woman beater, but I cannot imagine an idea of a man who wasn't beating women who just because his wife was submissive, all of a sudden became violent. That doesn't seem to make sense.
And another thing too is that see, this is the thing. Women love to tell themselves like little white lies to make themselves feel better for not being a traditional woman. And one of them is saying that if I be traditional, I'm going to get an abusive guy that's going to steamroll me, blah, 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 blah. The reality is that even if this guy is abusive, like you say, and is terrible, whatever, well, if he's being a traditional man and getting the submissive woman, well, that means he's probably paying the bills, he's probably taking care of you, probably keeping a house over your head.
I was just
I would
about to
argue
make
he
that
definitely
point.
cares about you. You know, it's just that women tend to not look at their own faults or what they do wrong as to why a guy might correct them or might not like their behavior. Because
Do you think we're taking like their masculinity like wrong? Like where we're thinking that this is a masculine behavior, but it's really abusive?
Because I know some girls who think they're picked on if their boyfriend expects like cooking, cleaning, like
Yeah.
basic things. And they also expect him to provide everything for her, but like she shouldn't be required to do those things. And that's to me, she's not picked on. He's providing everything for you.
and I was
So
going to
are
say
you
something
gonna
else
do your
too
part?
about that, because a lot of women, like, they look at it now.
That's not
We live in
abuse.
such a clown world now where women will sit there and say, a guy's abusive if he tells me I shouldn't have an Instagram or I shouldn't be going to the club. Like, restricting poor female choices or poor female behavior that might lead to cheating is considered abusive in 2023.
And then notice, why would a man have to restrict something? It's because a woman cannot lead herself. She needs a head, which is a man. And on a spiritual note, same thing with men. Men cannot spiritually guide or lead themselves. They need Yahweh Shai.
Like, men can't have boundaries and or rules and standards on their women anymore.
And I get what you're saying. In Hispanic homes, especially, you're raised to like serve, see the father in the household. So undoubtedly,
And they say that, because if America would go another 70 years, the Latin woman would be just like the black woman. That the so-called black woman was like how they're talking about of the Hispanic woman in the 40s and in the 50s and in the beginning of the 60s. When late 60s, early 70s came around, it was done. You see, so from then till now, maybe almost 70 years, let the Hispanic woman, you feel me, come in here. They should be acting just the same way, man.
you are correct. However, we're 2023 right now. You have choices to make. If he's a bad person, stop.
No, I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. That is why women are becoming the way that they are now.
Well, I think abusive should be
I
categorized
don't-
as something
I
that
don't
he
know if that's
does
the case.
that brings harm to you in some way. And him telling you to not go out and be a hoe is not bringing harm to you.
I
Like,
don't think she's a hoe.
No, that's
No.
that's
Okay.
yeah. There's
She's
the
actually,
actual
like,
there's
being
actual
Yeah.
physical
Like,
No,
abuse.
no, it's not abuse that's made women the way that they are. It's feminism. Feminism told you guys to go out there and chase a career, make money, be successful, be educated. Like, you could do everything a man
It's
can
to
do,
divide
etc.
I'm not feminist at all. I have had very serious like domestic violence.
She's not feminist of all, but she got red hair.
That's
Situations.
fantastic. That's your situation. But what I'm saying that in general is that that's not the norm. I mean,
That's not good.
yeah.
No, it's not good.
Yeah,
No, it's
that's
not
not the
good.
norm. But what I'm not, I mean as in like your example doesn't necessarily reflect why women behave the way they do. Women aren't necessarily like, because you're trying to say, oh, women left men because men are abusive. No, women left men because feminism has made it to a point where women can get everything that they had, or everything that they had with men by themselves.
Facts.
So why is a woman going to sit there and get with a guy that's less attractive, isn't charming, isn't charismatic?
So notice when it said in the New Testament that even as daughters ye are, Sarah even called Abraham Lord. Lord means what? Master. You see? So your master is your husband. So if you don't need your master anymore, you choose another master. Who was that? Esau, the white man. So this thing is ancient. It goes back to the serpent, for lack of better terms, Esau, Edom, and Eve. All right? The so-called black woman. They have a long-term relationship.
isn't like a Chad if she can make her own money. She's not gonna. So now women only want men versus needing them. It used to be women needed men, so they would go ahead and get with a guy that was a good provider. He was a good man. He went to church. He was boring as fuck, but he was a good man. Nowadays, as women make their own money, I don't need a regular fucking guy anymore. I want a guy that's 6'3" that makes 400K plus a year.
Women hate beta males so much that they will go to 8 years of college, 10 years of college, take out God knows how many college loans to go and do this. Go and so they can qualify for a 40 to 60 hour a week job that is just soul destroying job because they don't want to marry the beta male guy that they don't trust, or they don't like because they're untrustworthy, they're incompetent, they're big doofy, Homer Simpsons or whatever. So what are they going to do? They're going to turn themselves into the men that they wanted to marry and then expect the guy who's higher above them because they're alpha.
Well, they didn't turn themselves into that. The Most High put that curse on them. All right. He said, I made a new thing on earth, that a woman shall compass a man. You see? So temporarily in Babylon, in this confusion of a land, the Most High switched the roles, so to speak, and caused even more confusion, which is all judgment from the Lord.
Alpha females now, they want the guy who's the alpha male to out alpha the female, and so you've got this vicious cycle that keeps going on because women simply can't trust men anymore. They don't see them as as anything viable for their long-term security, as they did in the 60s, in the 50s, and the 60s.
But I think what she was saying
and they're
is-
not coming
the
back
60s
as a
and the
result of
50s.
Right.
the legacy of the sexual revolution right now, as you were saying before.
It's feminism, man.
And so what? And
It's not abusive, man, it's feminism.
I can sympathize with Natty, because what happens is like, well, what if I get with a guy who I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm worried that the guy's going to turn into an asshole. Then my mom is saying, get your bag, girl, because if you do, he's going to turn into an asshole, and you'll be left with the kids and won't know what the fuck to do with yourself.
Natty, 80% of men on dating apps are deemed unattractive. That's not because of abuse. 80%. The top 10% of men get 63% of the right swipes. The top 20% of men get 83% of the right swipes. That's not because of abuse. That's because women, because they have they're allowed to witness and see all these other options that they have, and they're having their DMs flooded with dick pics and offers from men for sex and all this kind of stuff, and all this attention they're getting. What they're doing is they've become delusional as to what attractive men are. And so if 80% of men, if only 20% of men are seen as attractive, then that means 8s or 5s to women.
I know so
that means
many.
9s or 7s. That means and the only 10 is like Hemsworth and Drake. Like, that's it.
How common is it that you have like a guy who's a beta male and he's fixated on one nice woman who's very submissive, and she seems like she'd be ideal, but he's just this kind of like he's a simp, he doesn't know what to do. But she's with, why does she keep going to her asshole boyfriend? Why does she he doesn't appreciate her like I would appreciate her.
Alex, you can.
I would never do that to you. I would respect you and love you and have children with you, and I'd be a great father, and I'm just so qualified for that. But yeah, she keeps going back to the asshole.
Also, the other thing too, I'm just gonna be honest, women are, when it comes to picking their own partners, women positively reinforce abusive behavior because they pick abusive men.
You see, again, in the book of Job, the Most High departed. A woman cannot choose, especially in these sinful bodies. It doesn't matter, period. They can't choose. That's not how the Most High set it up. Women wasn't supposed to be choosing their partners. All right? That's a Babylonian custom learned from the devil Esau Edom, going back to the Greco-Roman Empire. As if, oh, well, I like how he look. Oh, okay, I'm going to give him some of this box. Fuck out of here.
Pick the assholes, they pick the jerks, they pick the men.
And then you start complaining because he because you don't have no moral compass, no radar to pick you a man. That's your father's job. So now you're moving in your masculine energy. So you completely off from trying over here pick what man could deal with you and insert his rod inside of you.
And that talk to them like shit. They pick the men that don't necessarily give them positive attention. Like, women are very bad at selecting their own partner. That's why for the longest time, men used to get involved. The father would pick the boyfriend or the husband because he knows what's best for her, not what's attractive to her.
Now let's get that in the scriptures. You see what he just said? A lot of the time, no, all the time. All right. In the book of Salakia, Ecclesiasticus. Okay. The scriptures say Mary thy daughter. Okay, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, starting at verse 23. Hast thou children? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them. You see? So you got a daughter, you're not supposed to be all, you have to be balanced, of course, right? You see what I'm saying? You could play with her, but understand that I'm you the father. And I'm raising you according to how the Most High, who created all of this, told me to do so. All right. So you're supposed to be caring over her body, making sure she eating the right stuff. You are setting her up so that whatever man that you marry her off to is going to be completely happy. This is a possession. This is like a nigga buy a new car. You feel me? He want the best rims, the best tires, the best new brakes. He want the best gas, the best oil to go into it. You see what I'm saying? Because he wants to treat his possession well. All right. Your daughters are your possession. Your wife is your possession. Okay. Verse 25, it says, marry thy daughter. So notice this is talking to a man. All right. That has daughters. Marry thy daughter. And so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter. You see something with substance. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But give her to a man of understanding. So not just marry her off to anybody. All right. But you're supposed to vet out the men of who would be understanding of what too? Understanding of the scriptures. Okay. Have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. All right. And then you perform the weighty matter.
Perfect example of that is Khloe Kardashian, right? And and I think what she represents is what a lot of women have, which is their picker is off. They don't know how to pick quality men. And then you have women who say, there are no good guys. There are good guys. They're all around, but you're not giving them attention.
You can't pick good men. That's not your job. You don't pick no good men. You don't know how to. The Most High deprives your wisdom and understanding.
You're giving
They're boring. They're not attractive enough. They're not tall enough.
Okay, I think I now know the solution to all of these problems.
Look,
pre-arranged marriages.
You see, talking and then women talking about that didn't work, and the Edomite says that he's laughing in the background, but it's dead ass, and it will. It doesn't matter what y'all think. Or okay.
They're boring. They're not attractive enough. They're not tall enough.
Okay, I think I now know the solution to all of these problems. Pre-arranged marriages. We gotta wrap.
No, I think what.
Yeah, see, and I'm gonna end it off on there. You see what I'm saying? Because then the girls all know that didn't work. It's gonna happen regardless. Okay, that's the will of the Heavenly Father. Okay, that there will be arranged, as the Edomite said, arrangement, whatever. All right, meaning the father is going to. When she was born, before she was born, whatever it may be, however the Most High would like to set it up. Another friend, man, whatever, has obviously an Israelite, because Israelite woman can only deal with an Israelite man, but an Israelite man can deal with whoever he want to deal with, and he's going to set it up. Hey, man, I got a daughter on the way, bro. I know your son, he's 5-6 years old now. You feel me? And I've seen you've been, teaching him, and he seems very wise in the scriptures and all of that. I mean, this is on this side, because in the new covenant, and there ain't going to be no teaching and you the law is going to be in us. You see? So, I'm gonna leave it at that. Arranged marriages is going to make a comeback. All right. Lord willing, I was edifying to the elect. Until the next time, shalom.